Hey guys, my name is Ethan, this is Carberra, and welcome to a different viewpoint. Today, we are finally going over the census / the feedback form that I put out sometime in January. I know it's a little late. University there was a lot of it. I didn't really have time to kind of go over this as well as record the Pillow series and do all that stuff. But we're finally doing it now. Let's just get straight into it, I suppose. Okay, so as you can see, we got 56 responses, which is actually pretty good. I was hoping for at least 50, so 56 is fine for me. And in the About You section, there was actually 3 questions. So the gender, age, and location. Every single respondent answered to these, which is kind of cool. So as you can see, it's mostly male, 91.1. We have female in there. We have 2, 3.6%. Non-binary. We did actually get someone non-binary, which is pretty cool. And we got 2 people that are other. So presumably, actually, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I just put other in there, obviously for gender inclusivity. Age predominantly 13 to 17-year-olds. Which is interesting. The male was not interesting at all, but the age, if you actually look at my YouTube analytics, I might have a picture of it up. My age group is mainly 18 to 24. Last time I looked at the age group, the 13 and 17 age range was 8.9% of my total demographic. So as you can see, out of people that responded to this form, 58.9% of them were 13 to 17. So this is actually representing quite a small cohort of my real audience, and it's actually the same story with the location as well. It's mainly America and then India are the 2 biggest in my YouTube analytics. However, in this, Europe clinched it at 41.1%. We've got America 32.1%, Asia, that would include India, at 17.9%. You did actually get one somewhere else, which is kind of funny. I'm not sure if they just didn't want to show a location. I put that one in case someone lived on an island that wasn't part of a continent, so maybe someone actually does. If you are from somewhere else and you want to let me know where you're from, then leave it down in the comments, because that would be really interesting to know. Of course you don't have to. And we've got 4 from Oceania, so presumably 4 from Australia. However, there may be someone from New Zealand as well. It's actually part of it, isn't it? So maybe people there. So the first questions here were association with Carberra. So as you can see, a lot of people subscribe to the channel, a lot of people in the Discord server. Those are kind of 2 main ones. Following the Twitch channel as well, 19. Interestingly, following the GitHub page, 17. That's an interesting one. I wasn't expecting that to be that high. Library channel, we've got 3 people on there. This is basically just an alternative to YouTube. I created it when I had about 500 subscribers because you can't make revenue on YouTube until you get 1,000, but you can on Library. However, it didn't really do very well. That's the thing. Supporting a Patreon page, just 1. Interestingly, well, this is currently, and then following the Twitter, we have 4 as well. In this used to be section, I wanted to kind of see what people were before, or if they had actually stopped doing what they were doing. So we have 3 subscriptions, 2 Patreon pledges, and 1 member of Discord, and 1 following the GitHub page. Which is fair enough. And there are some reasons why. Well, that's a reason for finding it. Wasn't helpful, fair enough. I was a tier 4 patron for 3 months. I need to save, though. Yeah, this is kind of a big thing with the Patreon. Once university started, most of my patrons at the time were students. They kind of needed the money. So I was completely in agreement with their cancelling their pledges there. And again, the money on the Patreon, which is entirely fine. I mean, I'm just happy that you supported on the Patreon to begin with, because that's something you didn't have to do. And I really do appreciate the support there. How did I become aware of Carberra? Mainly, as expected, through a search query. The YouTube search is quite nice to me. If you search discord.py on YouTube, then my entire playlist is the 2nd result down. Not a single video, the whole playlist. So that's quite something. I think a lot of people actually went into that playlist because that playlist has a lot of starts. That playlist has more views than any of the videos in it, which I'm not actually sure how common that actually is. But it's quite a lot. It's coming up to 100,000 views now, that playlist. which is kind of crazy. Got a few people through a friend, a few people through the algorithm, so this would be related videos or recommended videos. No one through a family member, no one through a recommendation on the internet that wasn't like a friend or anything, which is interesting. And then someone that came from Lucas's server as well. This was a custom response, I didn't put this one in, but there was an other there and someone put that for it. So we got 9 responses for the monetary support. So we got a few people on the Patreon, a few people donated through the super chat, 2 people have donated directly, and 4 of these people have boosted. So that was kind of cool. Thank you to all those people that have done that and are still around to actually respond to this. That was just like a general thing. I just wanted to see kind of what my sort of user base was in this respect. So this was kind of questions regarding the actual content itself. So this had everyone's response down. As you see, 73.2% of people prefer the videos to the streams. That's interesting. So the videos are still the focus. And then we have the actual series. So what series have I watched? Now the Pillow series is not part of this, as when the form was created, the Pillow series hadn't started. In fact, the How to Python series hadn't even ended when I made this. So as you can see, the original series, a lot of people actually have watched the 2019 Discord.py series, which is kind of interesting. Not many people on the Twitch. As expected, a lot of people watched the Discord.py. We've got 28 people here that watched everything. The whole thing. All like 40 odd videos. That is insane. Discord.py music was quite popular as well. There's a lot of people partly watching it. A few people fully. More people not all. And then the How to Python series, obviously with the audience of Discord.py programmers at this point, the How to Python series is less suited to them. So, a lot of people watched it partly. Not a lot of people watched it all the way through. And a decent amount of people didn't watch it at all. This is kind of expected. I mainly made the series kind of as a standard retort to people that ask simple programming questions in the server. So we have a tag LP, which just gives you a load of links, and that series is one of them, because we don't want to be spending ages going over the very basics of Python over and over and over again, when you really should know a lot of them, especially for Discord.py stuff. So yeah, that's why we made that series. So it wasn't really catered to the current audience per se. It was just catered to the people that didn't know quite as much, that needed to learn a bit more. Which is why that one didn't do as well as the others. Of the planned upcoming series, which ones will you watch? So the intermediate and advanced segments of the How to Python series, this is in full, actually did quite well here. Got 30, so 56.6% of the total respondents. This one here, the image manipulation with Pillow, this one has actually already been done. We had it on 29. This was actually first place at one point. Around the time the series started, this was one of the top ones, but obviously as time has gone on, it's gone down. The data analysis and visualization in Python, that was also first place at one point, with 31. That is the next planned series. Then you have the Pepe Explained. I can actually make certain things bold if I click them. Look at that. The Pepe Explained. This is a series that I had planned to kind of go over Pepe programming standards. Not too many people interested in that. There's 15 people that will watch it, which isn't too bad. But yeah, that's not a huge priority. The updated Twitch.py series that was slated, and then it was actually postponed because the library we were using was outdated, and my friend Max is actually building an updated one. Currently, it's got a very early alpha that can read messages and kind of do some stuff with them. It's not really a point where I can do a series on it quite yet. Yeah, decent number of people watched that, but not actually as many people as I expected for that one. Then the game development and machine learning in Python, the two that I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to do, did the best. Machine learning 37, this is just going to be a while. I'm still learning machine learning myself, and I'm not comfortable doing a tutorial series on it right now. It'll probably be a chatbot, I think. But my word, chatbots are rough, so I might reduce the scope to maybe different types of classification problems. And maybe come to chatbots later down the line. Because chatbots will well, you can either do sequence to sequence, or you could use transformers, both of which need attention, and the maths behind attention is insane. It's utterly insane. There's so much to machine learning. I'm kind of pretty much learning it all for my dissertation right now, and it is real messy. So this is probably going to be the basics, at least the start, and then I might go into more advanced stuff later. So the game development in Python was the other big one, 69.8% that people wanted to see that. Of course, we are currently playing that in the streams. It's taken a week or two off, just so I can kind of get a lot of the maths off stream, because we spent the last stream I did at time of recording, we spent 3 hours trying to work out how to manipulate the vectors, and no one really seemed to have any answers about how to do it. So I want to go off, like, look at the tutorial I initially looked at, look at my old code, and then just try and work that out. Yeah, this will happen at some point. Maybe not soon, because the planning is going to take a while. This is going to be quite an advanced series, I think, because I want to do it well. Because there are a lot of basic ones out there, but there aren't really a lot of advanced ones out there. So I kind of want to do that. So if you want to be part of the streams for that, then go for it. The streams have been very popular so far, and I imagine the series probably will be as well when it eventually comes out. This was a very interesting one. Have you watched any of the other videos, such as any in the How It's Done series? So this is essentially, have you watched any non-series videos? And the main answers were no, I haven't at all, and yes, I have more than one. I'm actually very glad I included, or I separated yes more than one and yes but only one. It's actually a really good insight. But I guess it's not really a good insight, but it's certainly very interesting how that happened. I was not expecting that at all. But yeah, a lot of people only watch the series videos, which is completely fine. I just did this kind of to see what's here. But yeah, it's interesting how most people that have watched a non-series video have then watched another one. That's really strange. But yeah, that's an interesting one. Now, which content do you wish to see the most? Series videos absolutely blasted everything out the water. 79.2%. To that. Bearing in mind you could vote for 3 out of the 5. I believe that was this question anyway. So yeah, 80% wanted to see more of that. 47% wanted more How It's Done videos, so kind of the more kind of one-offs, I guess. Only 5 people for non-tutorial videos. I do plan to do a few every now and then, just for a bit of fun to kind of spruce up the channel a little bit. I know they're not going to do well, so yeah, the focus is on the series videos. But yeah, it's nice to see that some people would want to watch these, although it is very low. Streams 30.2. And then non-tutorial streams the same as non-tutorial videos. It's interesting because I've been getting like a lot of requests to do some non-tutorial streams, but according to the form, only about 5 people want to see them. So that's an interesting one to process for sure. Good length for a video, 60%, 10 to 20 minutes. 16.1% was 30 minutes to an hour. Sorry. And then 23.2, 5 to 10. The somewhere between 5 and 20 seems to be quite good. I do obviously try to get them to a certain degree. So ideally, obviously, they would be at 8 minutes for the revenue thing. But if a video has no chance of making it to 8 minutes, I don't stretch it out. So there are a few. I think there was one in the image manipulation series that just said no chance to get to 8 minutes. So I was like, I'll just take the hit. I'm not gonna sacrifice the content and stretch it out needlessly just to get a bit more money. Yeah, 10 to 20 minutes is what I was thinking too. Overall, I think this is a good length. You can get some detail in there without completely overloading people. Some need to be longer and some need to be a bit shorter. I'm glad that no one put more than an hour or less than 5 minutes. I'm glad that no one thought that, because I think having a video that's more than an hour, it's good in some instances. Like if you're doing like this huge history lesson, then potentially some programming things, like there's these huge courses in a single video like 4 hours, that's fine. But this is kind of like a typical tutorial video I was going for here. I don't want to do an hour video every single time, so it's glad to see that these two didn't get any votes. Good length for a stream was almost like a clean split down the middle and across. 2 to 3 hours was the most common. 50% thought that. 3 to 4 and then 1 to 2 got the same amount. So yeah, no one really wants streams over 4 hours. I have done the stream for about 5.5, I think. But yeah, I'm not going to do that again because people obviously don't want it. Around 3 seems to be the most popular one, which is why I actually set the hard limit at 3 and then actually doubled the number of streams I did per week, rather than just have long streams. Because 3 hours seems to be the sweet spot. It's good for me as well. I think 3 hours is good. Yeah. And then the actual stream timetable, or more people's availability, I suppose. It was the same. So in terms of UTC, afternoons and evenings were best for people, which is really good for me because they're best for me too. So I was glad about that. You have the night and then early hours. I think on that. Early hours is blue. So that's pretty much the same every single day. Saturday and Sunday have the biggest availability. Saturday afternoon specifically 22 and evening 18. You don't really have the same amount anywhere else. I think Wednesday is slightly better than some other days. But it was pretty much the same across the board. Monday seemed quite bad for people overall. Actually, maybe not. Seemed about the same as Tuesday a little bit. Thursday really early was quite low. I don't know why that is specifically. Yeah, as you can see, in the weekend, people were just generally more available anyway. So yeah, this was helpful in helping me to work out that afternoons and evenings are best for people because they're best for me, and I'm glad they're best for other people as well. So that helps. And the next question is just completely freeform. So, what do you like most about Carberra content? Have the explains code, explains everything nicely. It's funny. Semi-live coding format was a big hit. So it's not properly scripted, but it's at least planned. The errors as well. I think there was something about errors down here that was helpful. That people liked me showing the errors. Simplicity, tutorials, multiple in-depth series. There's a lot of things that just say everything. Layman terms, quality, explanation, thorough. This is this one here. I don't know what that's about. There's the error one. So it's a lot about the explanations here, pretty much. So, sorry. Generally, the way I explain things is good. People like that, which is good. I'm glad people like that because it means I don't have to change. It means I could just keep doing what I'm doing, and people will probably like it just fine, more or less. There was also the converse, what do you dislike most? A lot of people put nothing here, which is kind of funny. Something saying only Python. This is fair. I mean, Python is my best language. It is currently the only language I feel properly comfortable doing an actual tutorial series on. A lot of people have expressed an interest in seeing streams of videos where I learn languages, so that could be kind of good, but I don't really have time to do that right now. But yeah, in the future, over the summer break, I'll be doing a lot of that stuff because I want to learn Rust, and I ideally want to learn a bit of JS just so I'm not awful at it, which I currently am. I know a bit about it, I know enough to know I absolutely hate it. But yeah, I'll probably dabble in a few languages. I want to get my C# a bit better too. We'll see about that. Slow down the introduction. There are a few people that said this. After I practice something enough, I just start saying it really quickly. It's always been a thing with YouTube that I always just speed through my intros because I'm so used to saying it, my mouth just knows where to be when. And it is really just a practice. So I kind of do have to practice slowing down because I think my intro to this video is actually quite fast. So yeah. Sometimes doesn't explain the code well enough. I think that was a comment that went into more detail a little later. So, disagree with the way you code sometimes. This is fair. I disagree with the way I code sometimes as well. My main Discord.py series does not follow great conventions. The music series was all Pepe fine, and that was great. But yeah, the main series, I do want to do that again when 2.x comes up, but I'm going to do it properly with Pepe. A lot of live streams, that's an interesting one. Kind of, but not really understandable accent or way of speaking. That's an error one. Yeah, so there are a few conflicting ones that I guess kind of show that everyone really has their own opinion. So this person here saying that I don't show the errors well enough, whereas people are saying that I show the errors quite a bit. Not as frequent. Yeah, sorry, I'm taking an extra day off. Fast intros, speaks quickly. Stream length, I don't know what's wrong with that, because I just haven't. Yeah, this is the one I was talking about earlier. You over-explain some things and under-explain other things. I agree with that, to be honest. There are some things that I don't really cover properly, and I notice it in editing. I'm like, oh, I kind of wish I talked about that a little more. And there are some things where I undoubtedly go a bit too full on into the explanation. So yeah, I agree with this, but I think it's more just practice. In time, I'll get a little bit better at that. But yeah, I do appreciate that one. More advanced series. Well, that's coming. The data analysis series is more advanced, and then the game development series is going to be super advanced. Annoyance himself when making mistakes. Yeah, it's annoying when I plan something, I just get error after error after error. It's like, oh my god, yeah, it's so annoying. There are some videos specifically, like the Discord to Pi mute video, which I think personally is the worst video on the channel, more or less, or at least at the very least the worst after the channel started getting notoriety. That took 5 attempts. The version you saw was half of the 5th attempt. Like, so much stuff just kept going wrong, and in the end I was just like, screw it, that'll do. And I kind of wish that wasn't the case, and I kind of wish I'd done that video just better, because that video was bad. But, whatever, what can you do? Any particular series of videos you would like to see? This isn't kind of a more open one. So you got JavaScript stuff, other types of databases that could work. Just nothing. It's kind of funny. More than Discord to Pi, simple async API could in theory work. More advanced C# series will make a game. Well, this one, yeah, this person got half their request. More databases, some stuff about other languages as well. Viewer showcase videos. That's actually been a thing for a while. People have been able to submit them for over half a year. But I've only got one interest of one person at the moment. So if you do have ideas, then do let me know, because I've had the form around for at least 6 months. But it's just a matter of waiting for people to come up with something. There's a few mentions of Docker, so I'm probably going to do Docker at some point. I did plan to do Docker and I scrapped it, but I might go back to it. Advanced Discord Pi. I might handle some of this in the D.Pi 2.x. Web dashboard will be a web series on its own if I ever do something like that. But yeah. And then improvements to the actual channels themselves. Improve the mic quality. This is probably from someone that has only watched the main D.Pi videos, because I was using my old microphone at that time. So you're welcome, my guy. Clean and short stuff, just like YouTube. I'm presuming there's like multiple of them. I'm presuming this is just like YouTube be better. Consistent with thumbnails, channel art. Hopefully, a new branding has done more of that. More thorough explanation, just more concise. So feels I'm doing well. I'm kind of going on the BBC basis, where they make a political broadcast in the news. They get complaints from one side of the spectrum, and they get complaints from the left, and they get a load of complaints from the right. And I think they've done a decent enough job, because it's balanced. And I kind of feel like if people want me to go like shorter, and other people want me to go longer, and I feel as though the length of videos I'm doing is okay for the most part. Although we do get into this weird situation like the aeroplanes in World War II. I can't remember what country exactly. But they made a seat in the planes for the average man. They went around measuring a load of people, and they made one for the average man, and it fit absolutely no one. And then they made movable seats, and then it all fixed. So that's actually the origins of adjustable seats. So next time you're adjusting your seat in the car, you now know why that's a thing. Or at least where it came from, because everything started in the military, didn't it? Maybe a join button. I can't do that yet. I don't know what threshold I have to hit for that. I think it's 100,000. It's quite a way away. Make your PC less of a jet engine. Yeah, I hope I fixed that better as well. I've been doing some stuff with that. Clearer series naming. That's fair. Intro is a little cheesy. That's interesting. Okay. So this is the social media presence now. So this is like the Discord, the Twitter, the Facebook, and all that stuff. This is specifically Discord. Why do you join the Discord server to begin with? To get support with Carberra video tutorials, 49%. Not unexpected, that's the biggest by far. We got to get support with other programming problems, 5. So people join the server just as a general programming thing, which is completely fine. Recommended by friend or family member, 8.2%. Just because, 24.5%. So I guess they just saw the server and thought, yeah, sure. And then this referred. Oh, another server. Okay, no one actually got referred to another server. And these 4 are all custom. So both first and second, and also the last one. Fair enough. I remember that. Talking to your host sampling, yeah, and yeah, that's fair enough. So a few, there are a few combination responses in there as well. And this is for people currently in the server, like why they're still here. As you can see, the support for Carberra video tutorials has gone down, and just because it's up, as well as the chat and the people. So people join for the support with the video tutorials, and then they stick around because they like the community. Which, in essence, this is probably the best outcome, really, because they don't need what they originally came for, but they're still around. So obviously the server is doing something right. And we can actually see here, I think there's a, So the community, announcements, active community, great friendly atmosphere, the community. Yeah, just the people actually helpful, the support. If you go down the list, you'll see that a lot of it is either the people and the helpers. So yeah, I can't really complain about that. The community, I've got a really nice community in there. I got really lucky with the people that I got. So yeah, dislike about the server. It is quite a young base. It's a lot. The age base and the location base is actually very similar to this form. So the Discord server and the YouTube channel have just completely different major demographics, which is really awkward to work with. It's just how it is. A lot of them are pings. I'm kind of hoping that I fix some of that by separating the pings out a little bit. So pings about, the YouTube channel have their own ping, and then pings about the Discord server has its own ping, so you can subscribe to the ones you want. We also have a temporary roll react before Carberra gets it, so you can turn announcement pings off if you want to. Now, and a lot of people are just kind of frustrated in support case, I suppose. If you're not in a server, what would incentivize you to join? Exclusive content, is there some? I think there is some to an extent. Do Python. This is sort of the programming chat now. The programming chat has come around since this was suggested. So if you suggested this one, you can come and join the server and talk in the programming chat if you want to. It's just support. Cool, that's useful. Exclusive content. I don't really know what exclusive content I would have. Technically speaking, you can, if you join the server and then you boost it, you get exclusive content. But I don't think you get much exclusivity outside of just the community in the server at the moment, so that might be something to look at. And these two are really funny. If you're not following the Twitter or the Facebook, then why? And it's just all of it. I don't have Twitter, or I don't like Twitter. There are, in the Twitter one, there is some of like, you don't promote it enough, didn't know it existed. But it's mainly, like really heavily, I don't use or like it. And then Facebook, it's entirely, I don't use or like it. Literally none of them anything else, pretty much. It's really, really funny. Yeah, the GitHub page mainly is a source of example code to get support with the videos. As the two main ones, and then I don't use it at all. So a lot of people actually do use it for one thing or another. This one here is probably the source code for Carberra and Solaris, the two Discord bots that I made that are in there. We send the source code to people in support cases quite a lot. Just because, how do you do this? I've already done this. I'll just send you the code how to do this. Because typically speaking, especially with Solaris, the code is just not going to be reproducible in the model that they currently have, so copying and pasting just isn't a problem. I include this option. I clone the repo without watching the videos. No one put that. I just put this as a meme because we do get quite a lot of people that clone the repos and then ask in a Discord server what the code means, and we just tell them to watch the videos, and they never do. So I just kind of put that in as a bit of a joke. I am very glad no one put it. But I'm sure at least one person is probably lying. And how would it improve the social presence? Mainly just, I don't know. Really? Giveaways was an idea. Less cancels, not 100% sure what that means. Just a bit of support there. More community posts. I do quite a lot of them. There's this thing here. This was in a different thing as well. About not saying this word. I'm not going to say it now, obviously, but I do say it quite a bit. This isn't really a thing in Britain. Really. I think it's just more opinion. But in America, some people take quite a bit of offense to that. Some people don't. In Britain, no one takes offense to it at all. I'm British. So, yeah, it's just differences in culture, I think, really, that's causing that problem. But I don't really remember the last time I said it, but I probably did say it quite a lot in Discord.py. At the start of that series, I did actually swear at the time. So in the first few videos, if you want to hear me drop the F-bomb, you can just go to the start of the Discord.py series and watch that. But I don't swear anymore on here, because I think it actually removes from the channel more than adds anything, because it doesn't add anything at all. But it just makes it less accessible for people, so I stopped doing it. Instagram as well, which is interesting. I don't know what I'd put on Instagram. I don't know what photos that I could put on it. I don't know. If anyone has any ideas, then let me know. But yeah, I really don't know. Then general feedback. This is more a general thing, so we're coming to the end now. And this is predominantly just support, saying, keep it up, keep it consistent, and yeah, generally that I'm doing a relatively good job, which is good. I mean, I made this ultimately to see what people liked about the content and what I can improve, and the fact that a lot of people think that I'm actually doing a good job is really cool. And yeah, I'm glad I'm able to satisfy people. And that's it. That's actually the last question. So yeah, there are some decent answers and insights in here. Specifically about like demographics, like how they vary, kind of what people want to see, and how certain aspects of the channel and the social presence can be improved, and all that. And yeah, I will take this feedback on and make some changes. So I'll slow the intro down, and maybe I'll do some extra stuff on the side, and I'll prioritize certain series over others. Like for example, I'm not sure where it is exactly, but I'd all but scrapped the where is it? Is it up here? Oh, it's here. I'd actually completely scrapped the idea of doing a game development series in Python. I had the idea, and then it never really happened, and I just said, no, I'm not going to do it. Don't want to do it. But then I realised how many people want to see it, and it was actually this forum's responses that put this series back on the map. So yeah, I am already making changes based on this and listening to stuff. But generally the feedback is that I'm doing a pretty okay job, and that any changes I need to make are relatively minor, which is really good. I'm glad people like the content so far, and that's about it really. I'm going to do another one of these at the end of this year, So I'll have it in the December of 2021, and then I will hopefully actually record it in the January of 2022, rather than leave it for a bit. But as I said, the dissertation got in the way, and I kind of got a bit unorganized for a time. But yeah, this video is going on for quite some time, so I'm going to end it off here. If you liked it, then make sure to hit the like button and consider subscribing so you don't miss out on future uploads. Thank you to my super patron Darky and my other patrons for being as awesome as they are. And I'll see you in the next video, which will probably be the first episode of the data analysis series, or I'll see you in the next stream, whatever that is. So I will see you for that.